Welcome to UC News, ucnewscanada.ca. The Canadian Crisis Response. I'm Dr. Dave. UC News Canada is based on fact and evidence presentable in a court of law, openly available for public verification and assessment under Section 11 of the Constitution Act, that all public matters critical to life be discussed in public hearing. Here, we deal with matters of national and social security critical to the lives of Canadians, particularly their core economy of essential human needs, which, if attacked, represent major threats to life security and social stability. In this case, a housing crisis purposely planned, designed, and created by sociopathic income extremists aiming to drive debt enslavement and human deprivation by attacking the absolute core of life security, the right to a place to live and exist, without which work and life stability is not possible. Now saying, unless you pay them first, you have no right to a place to live, to grow food, or to make and sell things. With these campaigns of hateful extortion of essential human needs, now directly aimed at human deprivation and debt enslavement by illegally removing freedom of association from those aiming to drive our ruin, such that those entirely lacking life security are forced to pay those with extreme life security under conditions ensuring the complete removal of self-reliant self-sustenance or independent job creation. An entire generation of young Canadians now just starting life under attack by those who have removed all reasonable options, all essential and critical rights and freedoms. We know that if we are free to camp for the summer while working, understanding that camping as a low-impact activity could be easily affordable, we could save enough money to build a cabin and grow from there. This being our right to live lightly on the earth, and our choice and freedom, and the pioneer right of each new generation to take a route to freedom. The Section 7 Charter right to take risk and not have risk imposed on you. The right to a life of your own choice, not a life forced on you by removal of choice. The right to grow food and to make and sell things also denied. Removing rights and freedoms critical to life and starting life, purposed to place this generation of young Canadians into the hands of those aiming for permanent, inescapable debt enslavement, wherein those that want to work are forced into the hands of those who do not want to work. We are well aware of the means by which our lives are attacked, these being crystal clear in acts of war, documented without ambiguity in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. These war crimes also being made clear in our Criminal Code of Canada and throughout our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms as things all Canadians are free to stop. Our law and our Constitution Act laying out the full territory of individual and public freedoms to maintain a healthy, caring society and put an immediate end to all activities destroying our lives. Having a right and freedom means you do not have to ask permission. We certainly do not need the permission of those breaking the law and acting against us to act. Working freely under the law, equal in status of decision-making with anyone in government, requires only a clear reason for what you're doing, demonstrating particular consideration for the impact of your action on others, with persuasive and cogent arguments, presenting a clear case for action in any area of life with pressing and substantial concerns, including evidence of damage, and avoiding known routes already demonstrated in history to produce disastrous consequences. This being the demonstrably reasonable requirement in our Canadian Constitution Act, referring to both our history and world history as known routes to the worst outcomes we must not take. Things we must never do, directions we must not take, these being things that the public has the right and freedom to stop, independent of government, particularly when specific people in government are acting in illegal campaigns of hate against the entire Canadian population, openly and actively driving our ruin. Yet, taking care that in using your rights and freedoms, you do not destroy the lives of others or remove their rights and freedoms to act in care and concern under the law. Particularly respecting work done to meet essential human needs, which form the basis of our life security. Respecting the fundamental human dignity to do work that supports your life and the lives of those you care about. These being the foundations of life security and fundamental freedoms as rights to life, food, shelter, and work, which, if illegally interfered with to destructive ends, comprise the creation of conditions of slavery driving our despair. You know this. You follow the money trails. You see the bills imposed on you. You know the limits of the work you can do in a day. And you hear a constant stream of insane political lies that do nothing but make your life worse as you work harder, with strong evidence for a global scale of planetary degradation that puts the future of your children at provable high risk. Yet what evidence would you present in a court of law proving beyond the shadow of a reasonable doubt that crime has been committed against you, directly tied to an individual perpetrator who is the cause and source of the problem, from the effect of damage done, and evidence proving malicious intent, further with a clear motive? After 2 world wars, we took great pains to determine the type of person that would create appalling conditions for others, understanding who they are and how they think and operate, and further, how they coerce others into committing and covering up crime, despite each individual knowing the direct damage to their lives, with major impact on the lives of their children. This City Hall, working against the meeting of essential human needs, against reasonable solutions, against ministry mandates, and against normal, healthy activities aimed directly at meeting essential human needs, with massive human rights abuses and major, multiple, ongoing criminal code violations. All citizens must now know their rights and freedoms to act to correct this situation in City Hall and in others across the country.